In a very long time ago, too longs, in the far distant future, came a time. This is High Priest Aaron, his introduction to having this communication with me. So he does point out, however, says very long. He says these are two, and he says far. These are two. And this is what we are dealing with. We are in 2020, 2. Okay. So I am Crimey Queen. In case you are joining us for the first time, this is where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. We are delving, yes, into the scriptures, specifically the King James Version of the Holy Bible. Now, why the King James Version of the Holy Bible, you say? Well, I have discovered that it is a numerical construct more than anything else. The vibrations are like we are reliving these stories, and of course there have been meanings to words, but it's really vibrational. So for instance, when Christ said, Father, this is twice, why hast thou forsaken me? What we had failed to understand, or we had not really taken into consideration, is that everything comes in pairs. So you walking down the road and you just bump into someone and you think, did I just see my double? Okay, so everything is in pairs. This is why we are asked to seek wisdom. And of course, the word wisdom is 11. It goes like this: WISDOM. And it's 591464. Of course, adding all this together, this is 10, this is 29. 2 plus 9 is 11. Okay, so 29 is 11. Okay, so we are asked to seek wisdom. And the other one we are asked to seek, which I don't feel I have done the other one. It's time I do the other one, because we know where to find wisdom now. So we know where to find wisdom now. Wisdom actually falls right here in the middle. And it's no wonder there's an eye on there as well, as this is where you open your third eye. Okay, and this is where you become new. Of course, 6 plus 5 is 11, and we are doing wisdom. Christ is wisdom. So when you do the numerical value for Jesus, rather, Jesus is wisdom. Jesus was 11, so Jesus is wisdom. It's like the juice. Okay, so back to, of course, Christianity. We are now doing Christianity. What we want to really look at now, because I hope you have watched the big five on Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, and Islam. And I just felt that it was, or I should say we, the 14 gods that we are the embodiment of, and the High Priest Aaron, including myself, we all agree that I'm just counting how many now, 14 gods, High Priest Aaron, and myself, so that is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. This is perfect. We are creating right here. Oh, okay. All right. So now, of course, thinking of the number 7 is actually also 20, and we are in 2020, and 20 is also death. So we are really like, and doing a lot of things. Okay, putting some things to sleep. So Christianity also had the numerical value of numerical value of 11, of course, and it has 12 letters. So we have done this and we added this together, and it gave us 23. Of course, 2 plus 3 is 5. We are going to look at 5. So we can, of course, speaking of wisdom, you can see how Christianity has reflected in all of this. So we are looking at 5 now. 5, of course, Christianity I just remembered something I didn't quite do on Judaism, but we are going to do this on Christianity. So Christianity reflected three of the gods, which was the moved God, the made God, and the ended God. Of course, all these were fives. And so we are seeing, of course, we have seen this, but we are looking at the number 5. Of course, the God of movement, let's just say the God of movement. In the scriptures, the first thing we see, I think it is in the first, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the deep. I think it's in the second. I'm trying to remember. I've got to get it. Let's just. My battered Bible. This is my battered Bible. Okay. So, I'm just checking. Is it the second verse? It's because this is. Okay, the moved God is in the second, and the Spirit of God, and there was darkness upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the earth. Okay, of the waters rather. Okay, so basically, yes, we see that Christianity. So it's not the first God that we have, the second God, which is the second God here, second God, yes. And in the second text, so number 2 is very prominent here. And so, and of course we have number 5, which we already know is Mother Eve. So, and the made God would be let's get this off. Oh, of course, before I take this off, is looking at number 5, which is new. So basically, Christianity is a lot about new, and it's about number. Did we have number 5? So 5 right here. So, and we have 3 5s, 15. Of course, this is how we have 6. If we were to add this together, we see how we've got 11. But we are looking at 5. 5 is really one of the most dynamic numbers as well, because it's an odd number, like Judaism with 3. But 5 is the I am. It holds the I am that I am, which was what Moses on Mount Sinai was told of God, or name or character for God. And 5 is mouth. I will just call out some words that mouth, and you will be able to see where Christianity or carry all these functions. So the I am that I am, of course, Eve. Now, no one really wants to relate to Eve as much. And I'm pioneering right now, and I don't think I have to do much, because Mother Eve is really kicking up a stink, unearthing all of these elements and all of the structures that she says, well, how dare you not want to recognize that I am your mother? It's like looking at your mother. You get to be a teenager and you think you're so young and beautiful, and you don't want your friends to to know that this is your mom, because you think she's old, or you with your friends and you're talking how old your mother is and that sort of thing. But she's now ready to say, look, because she's been calling you home and you have not been paying much attention, and now she's saying, it's time for you to really come and face the music, so to speak. So she's mouth. You will hear her shouting, like in the scriptures where it is said, you will find wisdom. Of course, wisdom falls right here. You will find her in the marketplaces bantering. Well, that part is bantering prices. This is on my poem bantering prices as if they were sky high. Okay, so view, Easter, power. How can you not want to acknowledge Mother Eve when as your mother, rather, when she is power and she is key. Key is directly 14. Cell, she is your cell, the cells of your body, directly 14. Stars, you look up and you think, oh, these are beautiful, but you pay no attention to the stars as they were your mother. No, you shut, you shut a door, or you open a door, or you end something. She's like the demarcation of where you start and you begin. That's Mother Eve. Virtue, made, guided. She's guiding you. Make, and she made you. Vine, mine, and she allows you to say, oh no, this is mine. Men, who created men after their likeness or after their kind? Okay, men is there at 14. All right, so we have men as 14. Now this is just coming to mind. Eve is 14. However, this is why we feel that we know there are two creations. God created man, which in man had 14, but Mother Eve, of course, is 14, and of course created after her kind. Everything creates after its kind, or bear after its kind. There's 14 as well as men. So the men are carrying, man was created, but the men are carrying the emblem of Mother Eve as 14. Okay, and bring something. Paul, who was Saul in the scriptures, of course had to be converted. These are wisdom that we have not picked up upon. We think that the wisdom was that you get the story of Paul. He was blind, he fell on a horse, he was cantankerous, he was all whatever it is, and of course he was healed by Ananias and so on. But we get a long drama. All it is that he was transformed to 5, which is like Christ. We tend to think that the whole that Christ is just the man who came on the cross and died. Christ is relieving in each and every one of us. When you have a Kundalini awakening, that is 5. That equals 5 Kundalini. Your pineal gland, putting this together, equals 5. Okay, and of course the Bible does speak of pineal gland when Jacob actually encountered. All the stories are the same. It was about a Kundalini. Moses was about a Kundalini, but we will cover that another time. Okay. Met with Christ. Let's put it this way. This is why Christ equals 5, and of course the I am that I am is also 5. Let us wake up, people. Let us wake up and smell the moringa. Okay, the coffee is not doing it anymore. So sweat, by the sweat of your brow. This is 14. Of course, when you have a Kundalini, you do sweat. Okay, it's like raising your eyebrow and you go, what happened? I mean, when it happened to me, I was like, oh, it's like I had a Botox in the middle of my forehead. Okay, wrong, to do something wrong, because everyone thought Mother Eve did something wrong to have eaten of the fruit and gave to her husband. I hope you watch my videos, because all this shows that the woman and the husband, the numerical value of husband, is not just as we thought. It is really to make things happen, to really bring the energies together, to creating. Motion, of course. Anytime you're in motion, you are doing Christ in that sense, because it's directly 32, sorry. Perseverance. I love the word perseverance, don't you? Because the word perseverance actually is 59, and of course 5 is end and 9 is beginning. So you are persevering till you begin your new cycle into your new state. Yes, so 5 plus 9, of course, which is actually the reverse to the word, the first word of the Bible, which is in, I-N. Okay, we are wanting to keep this reasonable. So it's really giving you the essence of number 5. And I have fifth day, the fifth day, of course, I think who was created on the fifth day. The lights that was to divide the lights, I think, was also on the fifth day. Okay, let's see the fifth letter of the fifth word of the Bible, for instance. In the beginning, God created. So created is the fifth. Created is the fifth word of the Bible, of course, 5, and it's right here. It comes into new. So creating, the number 5, it is key, it is lock, it is open. So of course, of the fifth word of the Bible, we see is created. So this is really telling us, for instance, that you can see, of course, Jesus is represented here as 11 we've created, and that is telling us. In fact, I had this vision early hours of the morning, and it's just coming to fruition. Oh, I am so grateful and thankful. Thank you, High Priest Aaron. High Priest Aaron gave me this message this morning to look at the word created, and really I hadn't made the connection that it should be the fifth word of the Bible. To check it out, do the numbers. It is the fifth word of the Bible, and of course to see whether or not that it represents the two creations. Of course, 11, 1, 1 is 7, 7. Adding this together is 14. So we could see the 14 gods are right there, bam, in the middle. Confirmed by the numerical values of these two digits as well. Isn't that amazing? Christianity really has it nailed together in the numerical sense, but I feel most people are lost in the novelty or the stories or the drama, instead of working through the vibration, instead of working through the numerical understanding that they can begin to create in after the kind. So I'm going to, of course, even the word Christianity equals 11. How many Christians would be able to come to me or anyone and say, we are actually, did you know Christianity equals 11, and 11 is actually, Eve is in the middle of it, or like 7 or 7-11, or and did you know that if you did the numerical values for numbers 1 to 9, that Christianity would be in the middle, meaning they can stand or stand their ground, so to speak, look on both sides. But I feel it's for the very same reason that they are in that position, that they have not been fully equipped, so others can be doing the okay, so others can really be saying, no, you look left, don't look right here, because as you can see, we have the red area here where we were divinely guided not to touch this area when devising this template. And so we also notice that a lot of things were happening here. And this is why the number 2, as in 11, is so prevalent, where Christ was doing, where Jesus, because he was 11, he had his 12 disciples, of course, in this area, in this section right here. And so, of course, this is where they would have their buckets, they would have their agreements and so on. But we are talking about the number 5. We are talking about 5 senses, your 5 senses. Look at your face. There are 5 circles directly on the face. And so there's the mouth, the two nostrils, and the eyes directly. We have 5. You have your fingers to your hand or your digits. That's 5. To each of your hand and feet, there are 5. You have 5 points to your body. So we are looking at, okay, so we can look at the 5-pointed star as well, which is, so this is it. And when you are 4, although 4 has the same numerical value as 5, but 1 is to submit and 1 is to be open. So of course, you know that this is your 2 legs and this is your arms and your head. And this is it, right? So you are 5. This is the 5, the apple, the word apple that Mother Eve ate. So again, I am doing all this to really show that it is important we embrace all of that which we are. When we speak of Mother Eve, who is 5, and of course, we hear of an apple. The apple was not stated, but we hear of an apple. And this is 7735. So this is 14. This is 22, 23. 2 plus 3 is 5. This is the wisdom, of course, that is necessary for us to understand. Why do they say it's an apple? Why? There's another reason why as well. If you cut an apple, you will see. Cut it in the middle, you will see. Okay, so that's your little homework. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this, and there is so much more to 5, but to give you the flavor of 5 for Christianity, which is the same, I believe, as for Islam. But we're going to, of course, give Islam its credit and perhaps cover more about 5 when we are doing Islam. So I am hoping that you enjoy this. Please like and subscribe and share and stay ignited.